So don't worry, don't worry. You'll be happy soon. I really need to appreciate Mr. Kenny. Can we celebrate him? And I need to appreciate the management and my brother. I thought I was going to see him here, Mr. Ola Isaac. Can we celebrate him as well? Now I need to say this. Can you celebrate yourself? It's not easy to be here. Just celebrate yourself. And I think I'm not seeing people with their jotters. Just do that for me. Help me. Can you come with your jotters? It's going to be a long time, at least an hour. And I need your undivided attention. Just give me that. Your undivided attention. I need your jotters, your undivided attention. I know you came here to learn. So which is very important that you are empowered with the rightful knowledge before you have the rightful skill. Okay, you're not writing, my brother. You have a jotter? Thank you. What's your name? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you come here so I can see you? I want to be seeing you. Now, do you know why I said you should come? We live in a generation that's not very deliberate about young people. And I can tell you this, there's an advantage in starting early. If you start early, that's why I tell young people this very, very much. That anytime you start digging a well, when you are thirsty, you are already late. You dig your well before you become thirsty. If you start digging your well when you are thirsty, you are already late. Now, write this down, very bold in your note. It's going to be a long time. Write this down very bold in your note. Your last 5 years will be like your next 5 years if you don't do anything about it. Your last 5 years is going to be like your next 5 years if you don't do anything about it. That means that for anything to change, you need to first change. You need to change before anything can change. If you don't change, nothing can change. I'm so sorry, I'm kind of a very fast speaker, so you need to catch up. You need to always run to catch up. But I'll try as much as possible to slow down so you can catch up with what I'm saying. I said if you don't change, nothing will do what? Nothing will change. And one of the things I've discovered as a very big problem for us as young people, because I'm going to try as much as possible to making sure that I relate with us. I actually came to share 4 things. Write it down. Number 1, I came to share the creator's ideology. Number 2, the knowledge ideology. Number 3, the skill ideology. Number 4, the sales ideology. Let me say it again. I'll be repeating myself often so as to help you. Number 1, what did I say? I really love your feedback. Number 1, I'll be sharing what? The creator's ideology. Number 2, I'll be sharing what? The knowledge ideology. And number 3, the skill set ideology. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I titled it skill set. The skill set ideology. And lastly, the sales ideology. Okay, I was actually given a topic to speak on, that how to convert your skill to monetize your skill. But I'm going to help you. Write it this way. How to turn your skill to a money-making machine. Is that fine? Yeah, how to turn your skill to a money-making machine. Listen, anything you do that is not profit-oriented is just a hobby. Anything you do without being profit-oriented is just nothing but a hobby. Believe me. So for every time you do anything, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what is in this thing for me? And I think I'm going to be sharing some stuff that won't be conventional, like the way you think it is, it's okay. Now, let me tell you something. The knowledge that's going to change your life is the knowledge that you will first need to fight with. You need to get to the point where you say, is this thing true? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Is this thing really true? You know, I grew up from a basic background where we used to believe you need to ride on passion. Passion is very good. You need to be very impactful. You need to be, I do tell people, if you run on passion, my friend, passion. And let me tell you something. If you are not deliberate to saying that you want to become successful, you are a wicked person. Believe me, the world is dying. And the world needs more people like you who are going to come up with ideas, who are going to come up with skills, who are going to come up with solutions to the problem of a dying world. So if you get to the point where you be like, I don't want to become successful, you're a wicked person. Believe me, you're a wicked person. And don't believe me, let me help you believe me. As you are at this point, maybe there are no people calling you for bills, there are no people calling you for money. You still feel life is very okay. I give you 10 years from now, your mom will start calling for you. You know, there's how the Yorubans, they're very good at that. They will not tell you a thing directly. They'll be like, you know, maybe if you're not married, you understand? You get what I'm trying to say? So they'll be like, I'm so sorry, I need to interpret that. One of your kid brothers, they don't say okay, I'm about yo. You know what they are saying indirectly? You need to bring something up. So if you don't believe that you need to be successful at this point, you are a wicked person. Believe me, you are a wicked person. Yeah. Now, listen to this. When God was going to create, God created three things. Write it down. Number one, God created creation. You can put it in brackets. Universe, the universe. God created creation. You know, you just said God made the heavens and the earth. Calm down. We need to break it down. God created what? Creation. Number two, God created creatures. God created creatures. Don't forget, this is a gathering for creatives. Do you remember that? Good. So I need to come from that ideology. You know, I said the first ideology I'll be sharing is the creator's ideology. Good. God created what? Number one, creation. And what's the creation? The universe. Number two, God created what? Creatures. That's the birds, the trees. And number three, God created a specific class called the creators. So God created creation. God created what? Creatures. God created what? Creators. So we are co-creators. Did you understand that? So that's why God himself said, let us make man in our own image. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Now let me help you. The word image, I told you I'm a kind of fast speaker. Okay, please. But I'm going to try to calm down. The word image, have you seen a glove before? You've seen a glove before? Do you know that a glove is made in the image of your hands? That means if I see the glove, I've seen your hands. Did you understand that? So that means that the glove, when you put your hands in the glove can suit in your hands. Did you understand that? So why God said he created us in his image is that when we see you, we should see God. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? So that means that if you are not creating, you are living less than what you were created to do. Write that down. You are not creating anything. You are living less than what you were created to do. If you are not creating anything, you are living less than what you were created to do. Are you following? Now, let me say something. For every time you are going to create, listen, for every time you are going to create, it is very good you copy. I know you said, oh, don't copy. Don't copy people. Create something new. There's nothing new. Even the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. That means everything under the sun is copied. Do you believe me? Write this down. It's good to copy, but make sure you copy the right cat. If you are going to be a copycat, always make sure you do what? You copy the right cat. We need to learn. It's very important. Yeah. Now let me tell you something. How many of you are still in school here? I'm going to share some certain things that are going to be funny. I'm a teacher, okay? I teach and I do other things. I've asked people, have you ever noticed that your financial accounting teacher is broke? Calm down. Your business studies teacher does not have any business. How do you expect somebody who does not have a reality to teach you how to come into that reality? It's on this note I can say school is a scam. Calm down. I know there's a problem. I know I said at first I'm going to be saying so many disruptive things. Believe me. I was having a discourse with a student yesterday. His dad is a farmer. And I had another student, his dad is a professor. The school that the farmer is sending his kids to, the professor could not afford it. So what are you trying to say? Are you going to say life is unfair? Write it down. Life does not pay you for what you know. Life will pay you for what you can express. It's going to be a moment for learning. And, I'm not going to be giving you motivations, though. You can acquire to require to acquire to require to, calm down. This is hands-on learning. What did I say again? Life does not pay you for what you know. You can know so much. Have you seen people who know so much and they have less? Have you seen people who know so much? If life pays you for what you know, the professor should be the richest. Do you know that? So life will never pay you for what you know. Life will pay you for what you can express. Now, I was reading my Bible. I'm never a Christian. I think everybody are Christians here. Is everybody Christian? Who is not a Christian here? Oh, thank God. Have you read the book of John? The Bible says something very funny. It said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Do you know that the word there is the word logos? And the word logos means expression or an expressed idea. So I can rephrase to say that in the beginning was the expressed idea of God, and the expressed idea was with God, and the expressed idea was God. Who got what I'm saying? Oh God. In fact, before coming here, I had to pray. I said, God, help me, because did you get what I'm trying to say? Okay, let me help you. In the beginning was the Word. Did you get that? And the Word was with God. Even if the Word was with God, the Word is useless until the Word is expressed. So if the idea is still in your head, the idea is still very useless until it's expressed. Does that make any sense? God was the first creator, and He showed us what it is to be a creator. That every idea, have you seen people with big ideas? But the idea is always on paper. Just tell you, if I reach 2 years, I go down make them, I go down, life will shock you. After I don't enter 20, I go down buy like 2 motor. You have that idea, child. I go down buy like 2 motor. And after the 2 motor, I go down strategize like Sabinos. That's why. Did you notice something? How many of you saw the video of these guys? Is it Ochacho or Chacho? What's his name? He handed over his son that Pella should be his godfather. How many of you saw the video? I want us to. What are we trying to say? We are trying to let people know that results cannot lie. You may not like Pella. I don't like him. I don't follow him. But can I tell you something? Results cannot lie. And the moment you are not deliberate about learning, I bet you will serve those who don't know anything. This is where the A student will always work for the C student. You can graduate to the first class. Nobody cares. I don't care. Have you noticed? The people who are going to create are those who have audacity. They dare it enough to knowing that for me at this point, there is nothing for me, and I need to create something for myself, or else I'm gone. When I saw the video, I screamed. A billionaire that is educated, giving a guy. Do you know why? He has results. You may not like Pella. I don't like him. You may not like Jarvis. I don't like him. I don't like her either. But you can never deny the fact that they have influence. I stumbled on the video. Do you know what he said? He said to the Ochacho family, 20,000 people will comment on this video now. How many of you saw that video? And he said, it's not like my guys, Mona Duam, 20,000 people. You are a creator. The only person that knows is your mother and your father. Write it down. Sometimes your problem is visibility. It's not that you are not skilled. You are not visible. Nobody's seeing you. Nobody's seeing you. You are not skilled. You are skilled, but you are not visible. Don't forget, what did I say the word logos means again? It means expressed idea. And anything you express, people will see. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Yes. If you don't express it, nobody sees it. And if nobody sees it, who is going to come for you? Nobody. That's why I have problems with believers. They'll be screaming, I'm a Daniel generation, I'm an Esther generation, I'm a Chan generation. The Esther generation, I'm trying to conserve my words. Esther generation, you don't know that to Esther, beauty was actually a consecration. To Daniel, he needed to get to a point where he told himself that I knew this thing by books. Daniel generation, you don't read. I don't know which one. Maybe it's in Monono village, you want to go and do your own Daniel. I don't know what you're saying. Amen. Okay, sorry, I'm not in a church. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? So now, write this down. I want to write this down. I'll be saying so much, and I'll try as much as possible to be slow so you can get everything I am saying. You don't see with your eyes, you see with light. You don't see with your eyes. You see with what? You see with what? With light. Do you know if I turn off this light here, even though you have eyes, you will not see? Did you understand that? So you can have eyes, yet you don't see. Write it in your note, very bold. We see from two perspectives. Number one, sight. Number two, insight. I think I've started my lecture. Number one, what? Sight. Number two, insight. When you have sight, you see reality. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Don't forget I told you you don't see with your eyes. So eyes is not the problem. In fact, when we were younger, we used to sing one song. Some have food but cannot eat. Some have eyes but cannot see. You can have eyes and yet you cannot see. I can prove that. If you turn off all the lights here, you have eyes, but yet you will not see anything. So what you see by is light. That's where we come from, that phrase that knowledge is light. But knowledge is not light. I think you know that. Applied knowledge or expressed knowledge is light. Because any knowledge you know and you don't express it is as though you don't have it. You are useless. So, if you have knowledge, I told you we see from two perspectives. Sight and what? Insight. Good. So, when you see with sight, you see with light. But when you have insight, you see with your mind. If you have insight, you see with what? Your mind. And that's the highest form of sight. Have you seen people talk about vision? In fact, when I go to places, I don't like talking about vision anymore because it seems everybody are talking about vision. And do you know the funniest thing? The beautiful part of it is that many people are talking about vision, they don't have one. you know you don't have one. I'm telling you the truth. And there's an advantage, even though you don't have vision. Do you know you can have faith? Do you know faith is greater than vision? Even when you are not seeing anything. You can take the leap. Listen to this, write it down. God will bypass the talented and use the courageous. Talent is overrated. God will do what? Bypass the talented and use the courageous. Do you know that if you were Pella, you first need to go to school and polish your English? But look at that guy. That guy is dangerous. He used his deformity. In fact, at this point, do you know if that guy goes to school and his English is polished, he may go off-site. Because what is attractive, and you may not believe it. As long as I saw people, arguing about the Olodo uprising, do you know why? A lawyer is behaving like a fool online just to get likes. So what are we trying to tell the younger generation who are going to school? When you are done, come and be foolish. And believe me, in the ethics of business, as long as there are people patronizing that person, that means there is a market for that business. If Pella behaves like a fool online and nobody is giving him a like, that means people are enjoying what he's doing. And you may come out and say, I don't like him. You are giving him likes and emoji. He's sharing lion. In fact, if you don't give a lion. So when you have the right knowledge, you have sight, you have insight. Even when you don't have sight and insight, what do? You have faith. I love what Martin Luther said. He said, faith is jumping from the cliff without knowing how to land and figuring out how to land on your way down. Let me say it again. Faith is jumping from the cliff. Like there's a high building, you are jumping from the cliff and you don't know how you are going to land, but you are figuring how you are going to land on your way down. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Can you do something big? Can you dare something big? Can you just dare something very big? I read something about the eagle. And I discovered that one of the animals that even God related humans to is the eagle. I think we know that. Do you know that? Is the eagle. And one of the characteristics of the eagle is that the eagle does not fear storm. Anytime the storm comes, the eagle uses the storm to fly. When the storm comes, other birds, they run away from the storm. But the eagle, in fact, the eagle have mastered the storm to the point where anytime the eagle wants to launch, the eagle just spreads its wings in the storm, and the storm gives its direction. It uses the storm. So that means it needs less energy in the storm to fly than a normal condition. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? So that means that for every time you wants to fly, the storm is always the best time. That time you said you don't have it. Have you ever seen people that is when if Sakpa owe you, your talent will come as if hunger owe you. It's true they said that hunger is the best source. If hunger owe you, I've ever seen people have very strange food combination. Yam and Indomie. You're like, bro, everything is sweet. Hunger is the best sauce. Hunger owe you. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, let me tell you something. I listened to a story that was told, and I want to share the story. A farmer saw a log of wood on the road. And what the farmer did was very simple. A rich man wanted passing through that log of wood. With his car, he couldn't pass. And the farmer looked at the wood. And the farmer saw the log of wood. And the rich man was screaming, remove this nonsense out of this place. I want you to listen to this carefully. And the farmer came. The farmer said, ooh. He picked the log of wood and he carved out, what's it called? The eagle from that log of wood. And the next day that rich man was passing at the corridor of the poor man, he saw it. And he said, oh, this log of wood is very powerful. Wait, how did you get this log of wood? And he saw that log of wood has become the eagle. And he said, I want to buy it. And he asked him, how much will you sell it? For $100. And he sold it. What happened? The rich man could not see the eagle in the wood. The problem many of you have is that you have not been able to find out the problems of people. And listen, the bigger problem you solve, the bigger money you have. And I will always advise people, I don't care what, see, I'm not a religious fanatic. I don't care what people say. I tell them, solve the problem of the rich, leave the poor. And I said I will be saying so many problems here, and I know there's a problem. What did I say? You must say it. Solve the problem of who? The rich. I know, you see, whenever something comes, your home training, go first jack your home training. Was like, no. So what should we do? Should we leave the poor behind? Jesus said it. He said the poor will still remain among you. You cannot eliminate the poor. Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can do. You can't eliminate the poor. Let me give you something. Do you know that? I think I shared. Can we have a slide? I shared something that I want to. Okay, oh, thank you. What did you notice? You're going to notice that this is a plant. That's the seed. I won't be giving so much slides. You know, I'm not a slide person. I want us to have a heart-to-heart communication. That's the seed. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Do you know that for every time a seed would emerge, the first thing that needs to happen to the seed is death? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that means that for every person you need to become, you need to die to your old self. Does that make any sense? That means, can we say that there's no life outside death? Do you understand? There's a psychological framework. It's called social setting. For every time you decide to say that, I want to do something new, the very people around you are going to be the first people to fight you. So when you are coming for this skill, they'll be like, skill Oshiwo. Skill. Have you ever seen people like that? Yeah, the first time you're going to say, I want to start reading books. Can I tell you something? The only way to come out of poverty is to learn hard. Be aggressive with learning. I'm giving you a recommendation. The only way, one of the strongest ways to come out of poverty early. And listen. If you like, don't listen. If you don't come out of poverty early, you become envious of those who came out of poverty early. Have you noticed that? That when somebody sees a young man who is rich, they'll be like, lower at this age. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Go to countries that are working at this point. I'm not batching prayer. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Prayer is very powerful. But I can tell you, we are not preparing young people for the future. Yeah, we are not preparing them for the future. So that's why when I see young people like this, I'm very, very happy. Very, very, very happy. So that means, what did I say last? They can never be what? Live without what? Death. Now, can you give me one of the slides? I think I have a tree, something like that. Can you give me the next one? Let me see something. No, the next one. Thank you. I think there's only 3 things I shared. I don't have power for plenty slides. Now look at this. What did you notice? The tree, the owner of the tree wanted the tree to grow this way. Are you following? But some of those branches decided to grow this way. What happened? The person deliberately decided to kill those branches so as to have the growth he wants to have. Did you understand what I did there? Let me explain it again. The tree, the person that planted it, the intent of the creator was that this is what, that's what God did to Adam. Adam came, did he do what God said? No, we can't do this thing again. That's why I believe that Adam was the first Yahoo boy. Let me show you why. God decided to say, he created a garden. I think you know the difference between a garden and a bush is the sequence in which the plant is arranged. Do you know that? There's no difference between a garden and a bush. The difference between a garden and a bush is the arrangement of the trees. Did you understand that? If we go to a garden and we decide to scatter the tree anyhow, that garden has become a bush. So God decided to put Adam in a garden. That means that God is put Adam in what he has already made. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? And there's no time we are not, we have 8 words that define what Eden really meant, but that's not for today. Now, in that garden, mind you, Adam did not grow. Adam was made as a full-grown man. Did you understand that? So God decided to say, oh, this man that we've made everything ready for him. So the next man we are going to make will not be a full-grown man. The next man we are going to make will be a man that will grow. Did you understand that? So that means God now altered the plan. I said, no, this is what we actually wanted. Something else is growing out of it. Now, listen to this. That branch that withered, have you seen those 2 branches that withered? Number 4. Can you see what I'm showing you? Those 2 branches that withered, those 2 branches had lives. Am I correct? But the person deliberately decided to kill those 2 branches. Why? Because of where he is going. That means that we can have good friends, but they are not friends that are going to where we are going. We need to cut them off. They can be good people, but they are not going to where we are going. We need to do what? Cut them off. I was studying the word decision. The word decision means to cut off. So whenever you make a decision, what are you doing? Is to do what? Cut off. The word, what's happening there? That's growing. That thing is growing. Am I correct? The word growth is also the same word used for the word improve. Are you following that? Whenever you are improving, you are cutting off. Is an agricultural terminology. You have a garden. The person will tell you that I am improving this garden. But what the person is doing in essence is doing what? cutting off. So for every time you want to have a certain level of growth, you need to deliberately say, I am cutting off this set of people. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Now, listen to this. I think that one of the problems people have is that they want to have results, but they don't want to have learning. If you have results without learning, you are a Yahoo boy. Listen, OG. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Now let me give you an instance. Any result you have without an effective learning, you will lose the result. That means that result, you can never replicate it. Let me say it again. Any result you have without the learning is a result you can never replicate. That's why whenever you want to become anything you want to become, I want to have 1 million, I want to have 2 million, I want to start having money, any money you have, listen, let me show you a very good example. If I give everybody here 100,000, do you believe with me that over time, all the money will come back to the pocket of one person? You will think of buying something. Somebody will think of using that money to invest. Everything, like, okay, what did these 50 people want buy? Everybody will still bring the money back into the pocket of that one person. Do you agree? Do you agree? If you like, be crying, God of the poor, God of the poor, God of Zechariah, God of Jeremiah. Can I tell you something? The rich will always get richer. I saw it in my Bible. I don't know if you saw it in your own. And the poor will always do what? Say it, say it. The rich will always do what? Get richer. And the poor will always do what? You cannot deny it. And you know one thing? I told somebody that in the sequence of business, that Dangote decided to find his way into the household of everybody in Nigeria. So no matter how you are crying, God of Zechariah, you are donating to Dangote. God of Etodola, God. There's nothing. That's why I tell people, what is your definition? Did you hear the story of Etodola when it started small? So when somebody says start small, what's the definition of small? To some people, starting a business with 10 billion is small. To your own, 5K is small. Define your small. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? To everybody, small. What you are seeing as small, some people are seeing it as is not existing. So you yourself, you define what you call small. What's your definition of small? Write this down very bold in your note. That if you start small, you fail small. If you start big, you fail big. And anytime you fail big, you may not come back to the market. Believe me. You don't go collect loan, 40 million. Start with the 40 million. My brother, you go get high blood pressure. But Lapo, Lapo, they find you. Olokpa, they find you. You now know that there's nobody else like Jesus. Have you written that down? What did I say again? You start what? Small, you fail small. You start big, you fail big. Let me tell you something. As those who are creating, there's something in business called equity. It is better you collaborate with people and have 10% of a company that's worth 100 billion than to have 100% of a company that's worth 10K. Listen. You know, you want to do it by yourself. You can never. Even God in heaven said, let us make man us. He didn't say, I want to God. You don't know how to collaborate. There is a point that these points that you have, if you are starting fresh, listen. If you are starting fresh, learn to do what? Collaborate. Can I say something? There are rooms you can never enter. People need to open the door of those rooms for you. Nobody on earth is a self-made billionaire. Nobody on earth is a self-made billionaire. Somebody opened the door for them at one point in their lives. I was listening to Les Brown. He said something. He said at some point in our lives, he said every one of us are like blind people. One way or the other, we need somebody to hold our hands to cross the road to the other side. Find yourself a mentor. I know some of you be like, only God can mentor me. Okay. You will find yourself in heaven soon. You go and meet God. You need to find yourself somebody who can deliberately hold your hands. I can tell you from my own perspective. Somebody called me recently, and I went there. Let me share with you some stories. Somebody called me recently, and I went there. And the person asked me, how much will you charge for this thing? And I told the person, I'm charging 240,000 naira. And the person looked at me and said, okay. You know one thing? I mentioned my price with audacity. When you start saying, you are giving your customer a benefit of doubt. You know one thing? You have not been wired for big figures. If I ask all of us now to start mentioning 100 billion, some of us, your mouth will start shaking. You know why? You have not been exposed to rooms. I'm trying to be calm. Any of you who have listened to me speak before, you know I'm a very fast speaker, but I'm trying to be calm. If they put you in rooms where do you know one problem we have as a people? Is that if they bring you in rooms where people are discussing ideas, you'll be arguing. Shut up and listen. They are talking about ideas. Shut up and do what? Do you know that for every room, the people who are listening, the person who listens learns the most? Shut up and listen. You want to share your own idea. Do you know one thing? Write this down. There are 3 points in which people listen from. There are 3 points you need to learn how to listen from. You need to learn how to listen to what people are saying. You need to learn to listen to what people are not saying. And you need to learn to listen to what people want to say. Is that too much? You need to learn to do what? Listen to what people are saying. You need to learn to listen to what people are not saying. You need to learn to listen to what? To what was the last one? To what people wants to say. So when you get to rooms and they start asking you, come, what? Do you know people? You are just learning a skill. You don't know what you want to do with the skill. If I wish we had enough time, I'll start asking us one after the other. This skill you want to learn, what do you want to do with it? You don't know. That's why, write it down. You must learn how to finish a task before you start it. Learn how to do what? Finish before you start. You don't start, then think of finishing. No, you finish before you start. You learn how to do what? Finish a task before you start it. This skill you want to learn now, what do you want to do with it? Listen to this. Write this down in your notes. Very bold. You can know the skill and not know the business of the skill. You can know the skill of a business, let's put it that way, but you don't know the business of the skill. And if you don't know the business of the skill, you'll be poor. Have you seen people, they know how to design very well, but they don't know how to market what they know. Have you seen people like that? If you know a skill and you don't know the business of the skill, you'll be poor. Believe me, you'll be poor. And mind you, it's anybody who knows the business of the skill is the person that makes the money from the skill. You may be a graphic designer. I may not know how to do any shit in graphics, and I'll just go out there and tell people that I'm a professional graphic designer. They give me the job. I give you the job. We share the money. I collect the job for 100,000. I give you the job. You do it, and I get 70% and give you 30%. I won. And in fact, that 30% might be a breakthrough for you. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Write it down. Those who are mentally powerful will rule over those who are mentally handicapped. It's a game of knowledge. One time I was living in Abuja, and I had a bros. A bros knows Abiso. And you know what he would do? He would go to the big men in Asokoro and tell them I'm a tailor. Do you know the only skill he learned? How to measure. Calm down. He will learn how to do what? Measure. So when he goes there, they will see him as the retailer. So he will go, he will measure them. He will take them to the retailer that's in Gwagwalada. I was living in Gwagwalada. He will take them to the retailers in Gwagwalada. They will make the dress. He will not take them back to the man. He will make big profit. That means that effort is not enough. You can put in more effort to what is not working. Have you seen people saying, one of my friends called me and said, oh, Goswe, please, have done this, have done that, I have done everything. This thing is not working. I said, shut up. You have not done everything. You've only done what you know. Do you know you are doing what you know and you think you have done everything. You have not done everything. You are only doing what you know. So what did I say again? You must learn to master the business of your skill. And if you don't master the business of your skill, you will be broke. Believe me, you will be broke. What did I say again? Sell to the rich. The rich will pay you more and stress you less. The poor will pay you less and stress you more. Do you believe what I'm trying to say? Those who are skillful people here, they will pay you. The person who will pay you 5K, he will give you more headache. Past person who will pay you 30K. Believe what I'm trying to tell you. So you need to master your skill. You need to master the business of your skill. Can I say something? I was listening to a video, and I drew out something very powerful from that video. And the guy said, he came out and he was, giving his speech and blah, 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 blah. And I discovered something, that you can be a very good inventor and a very bad business person. So it is not enough to learn a skill. How will you market your skill? Write it down. If you are not seen, you will not be seen. I hope that is not complex. If you are not what? Seen, you will never be seen. Some of you, your problem is not that you are not skillful. The problem is that you are not visible. Who is seeing you? Nobody is seeing you. And we live in a world of digitalization where you must be seen. Visibility is the 21st century weapon. You must be seen. Some of you, you are afraid. You say, even your WhatsApp status, you cannot post. I say, you must put status to make you. How many of you used to view my, okay, I think I have some people here who view my status. Mole post 50 things. Is it your status? No. If you want to change your status, you must learn how to post on your status. Let people see you. If you are not seen, believe me, you won't be seen. And mind you, for every time you get into the business world, I'm not talking to us as a business people, because some of us are very young, and I want everybody to be able to relate with what I'm saying. Now, if you get into the business world, the first problem is this. What is your market? Number two, what problem are you solving? Some people are not solving any problem. And mind you, can I say something? The most foolish thing you can ever do is to put effort in what is not working. Did you hear what I'm saying? Let me say this. I gave a job to a graphic designer. Listen, this will help you. And he did the job with all his expertise and blah, 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 blah. And when it was done, I picked the same job and I did it with AI. And I was done with the job in less than 2 seconds. And I sent it to him side by side with what he did, and I paid him. And I asked him, if you were you, will you pay you? I don't have zero knowledge in graphic designing. AI did this one. Look at what you did. You put 2 days to do this thing. you say you're wise. You put 2 days to do this thing. Now, me, I don't sabi anything. I never learned graphics of my life. I used 2 seconds. Do this one. I now asked him, if you were you, will you pay for this? He now looked at it and said, Kai, I'm not true. If not me true, I'm not going to pay for this thing. Now, the problem is not this. The problem is what you are doing, is it payable? Can people pay for it? Mr. Kenny works for me. And if there's one thing he has noticed over the time, I love excellence. Ooh. You can't give me a crappy job. That's one of the reasons, I'm sorry to say this, I'm a believer, I don't employ believers. Calm down. You know, go here now. I know there's a problem. The only believer I will employ is the one that has been tested and trusted. If you don't do my job, I'll go and give it to a son of a native doctor that can deliver. Did you hear what I'm saying? I know you are saying, she go rush you what? We shall rush you. Email shall rush you. Did you hear what I'm trying to say? You are learning a skill now. Can I tell you something? I listened to something Apostle Selman said. He said that if people are clapping for you, if kings have not clapped for you, keep moving. It's until kings start clapping for you, that's when you should stop. This thing you are doing now, can a king call you and say, come and do this graphic? Can a king go? Have you seen they can give you a job, and from that job you are going to Kuje. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? And it's not enough to say, you want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Can a king call you and say, and mind you, I was telling somebody about the power of reputation some days ago. Do you know what reputation is? At this point of your learning, listen, you are not fighting to make money. Believe what I'm trying to tell you. If it's an advanced class I was teaching, I'll tell them we need to fight to make money. At this point that you are coming to learn a craft, what you are building is trust. Write it down. Trust is the first capital you should build. Trust is the first capital. That's why when you are starting up, what you are trying to do is to build trust. Can people trust what you are doing? You want to make money first. No. Trust. Trust is very powerful. Now, do you know that, write it down, that the word capital does not mean money? Who knows? I mean, if you did economics here, the word capital does not mean money. If you get them, you study the word capital is from the root word kaput. And kaput means of the head. And of the head means knowledge. So can we say that capital is knowledge? Yes. So that means the first capital you need to have is knowledge, not money. If the first capital you make is money, you will soon lose it. It will become a tuition fee to pay for knowledge. Because the man who knows, I like sharing this story. Write it down. Anytime a knowledgeable man and an ignorant man meet, the knowledgeable man will go home with the money and the ignorant man will go with the knowledge. Yes, if you go home money now and I get sense, I go collect your money, you go out with the sense, I go out with your money. Believe me. So every time you are building, what's the first thing you need to build? Trust. Not funds. I know you like money is good. I'm not saying money is not good. Money is good. That's why there are three things. Please listen to this. There are two sets of buyers we have. Write it down. Two sets of buyers. We have logical buyers and we have emotional buyers. When you start, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm soon be wrapping up. Now, listen. Have you ever seen people tell you, start? I'm at the LA. To start. Oh my, you're shocking in there. Have you seen people like that? Start will patronize you. Start will patronize is a lie. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? When you start, that's when you, have you ever noticed that when you start a business, you will not notice that your friends will become strangers and strangers will become your customers. Calm down. I'm preparing your minds because you want to launch now. Don't be shocked that you will learn graphic design and you will see the designing and you will see your friend posting a flyer that he did from another graphic designer. Go believe in you. If you gosh, will believe you. If you were you, will you patronize you? So that's the first problem you need to solve. So if you are selling to people are coming from two perspectives. What did I say again? Number one, logical buy. There are people that before they buy from you, you must make sense. And that's how the rich are. Have you seen? I was conversing with one of my students' aunts. They are abroad. They are in the UK. They want to know every detail about everything you are doing. Have you ever conversed with people abroad before? They used to think they are wiser than everybody on earth. Especially if you are in Nigeria. What they are trying to do is that you must make sense. Everything you are trying to do must what? Make sense. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, I think I have 5 more minutes and I need to wrap up now. Okay, I think my session was to be an hour, but I don't know what happened. Okay, I need to cram everything in 5 minutes. Okay, now let's write this down. There's a concept in engineering called a reverse engineering. I would have shared some few things, but I would have time. Reverse engineering. Now, do you know what reverse engineering is? Is to build a car and break down the car to get all the basic entities again. Do you understand that? To reverse means to take it back. Like a mechanic. Anytime you have a car and a mechanic wants to fix your car, what the mechanic will do is to break the car into pieces. Now, sometimes the only way to create a solution is to create more problems. Did you get that? That means, can I say that a problem is the answer to a problem? Who got what I'm trying to say? That guy just like, calm down, let me explain again. If you have a car, if you take this laptop to an engineer, what the engineer would do is to, have you seen people, when they open your laptop, your heart will start doing gigi, shaking in my shisha mobile. Did you understand that? What the person is doing is to create more problems. And the only solution to a problem is to create more problems. So that means that it is okay to break down everything you have built back to zero and relearn and rebuild. That's why anytime we have a building, if the window of the building is faulty, we fix the window. But if the foundation of the building is faulty, what do? We break the building down. Some of you have started something, you have started a company, you have started this. Go and break it down. It's okay to say we don't fold up. But we are coming back in the next 2 years. It's okay to take a break, but don't give up. Yeah, it's okay to say 2 years from now. I was listening to one of these strange guys. He said, at one point in your life that you are building, you need to learn how to be wicked. Wicked to the point where, give me 1K, I no get. Let me tell you, I was having a business masterclass, and I shared with some of the people there, and I told them, give yourself 5 years. Be wicked for 5 years. I know, I told you something, that I'm not a religious fanatic. Be wicked for 5 years. Have you ever noticed that when people start seeing you change clothes, they want to start billing you? And it's until that money finish, their mind no go come down. Have you ever noticed that? You need to get to a point where you tell yourself, this point, I cannot be pouring into people from a cup that is half full. And that's one of the problems you're going to have. The time that you ought to be building, you want to be organizing programs. I can tell you this. I have a mentorship platform of over 80 people that I'm mentoring. Listen to this. I made up my mind that in the next 5 years, that I wasn't going to mentor anybody. If you like, come for me for mentorship. I just opened my mentorship platform in January. Yes, believe me, in this January. Because I saw mentorship at one point in my life as a distraction. And mind you, distraction is the greatest enemy of direction. Listen to what I'm telling you. There's a point you need to go hard. You just don't say they used to say, I have 3 more minutes. There's one thing they used to say, go hard or go home. It's true. You go hard on yourself or you go home. At some point in your life, you need to get to the point where you sit down and tell yourself, this is what I want to build. And I love the way one of my great guys put it in one of his books, Tim Ferriss, The Types of Mentors. He said, if you believe your vision enough, you should be able to take a bullet for it. Any vision you cannot take a bullet for, you don't believe in it. You are a liar. You have more money you've saved somewhere in case if anything happen. Have plan A. Plan B is the enemy of your plan A. You see, you have plan A, you have plan B, you have plan Z, you have plan W, plan A. If this thing does not work, we die here. And whenever you are building, get to the point where you are building, and mind you, everybody, I would have shared some story, but there's no time. Everybody that you are going to start up together may not run the journey with you. You may decide to say, I want to start up a graphic school. I want to start up this guy. And when you start it up, the people you say, okay, my brother, you are a graphic designer, come, let's do it together. The person might tell you at the long run, me Oshemo. Believe me, it happened with me. When I started, the guy, because I started and I saved up the salary of the staff that we were going to employ. I saved it up for 3 months. And 2 months down the line, the guy that I believe that will become the co-owner, the guy said, bro, I don't believe in what you are doing again. He left. I'm just trying to tell you that when you set up to move regardless of who is with you or who is not with you. Some people are going to leave. In fact, it might be the person you never thought will leave, they will leave. That's why I believe something very powerful. That as a leader, that everybody may not necessarily have a vision that is outside your vision. They should be able to find their vision in your vision. That's why people leave people. Do you know that? If the moment they say, you need to go 10 years vision, 10 years vision, 10 years from now. They don't believe it. And the moment they don't believe your vision, they are not going anywhere with you. And that's where division comes in. Do you know the word division means everybody coming into one organization with their own personal vision? You say that this is what we want to go. This is where we are going. Somebody is saying, have you seen the video? I'm going to end this note. Have you seen how the guys, the paystack guys, how they started? The paystack mafians. I've never heard of them before. The Elon Musk was part of them, those guys. See, go and watch Elon Musk's video. You'll be thrilled. Elon Musk was sleeping in the office for months. But you want to be sleeping on a soft bed. Soft boy era. You're a liar. There's a point you need to go hard. Believe me. I love one of these guys. His name is Jack Ma. Jack Ma called 18 people in a room. I was telling somebody that Nigerians won't buy a shaking you. Called 18 people in a room and he told them, I have a 10 years vision. And that 10 years I won't pay anybody a dime. Can we build something? That's what became AliExpress, Alibaba. And none of those guys is less than a billionaire in dollars. But even your mother does not believe in what you are doing. Believe what I'm saying. They don't believe it. And if you call the 18 people in Nigeria, I'm telling you. And you know why? We have not been wired as Africans to have a long-term thought. We always want the now, the now, the now, the now, the now. It's not possible for you to plant a tree now and harvest from it now. It is not possible. We must learn the culture of waiting if you are going to build anything that will sustain us. Believe me, especially as creatives. If you're saying you want to be a creative, everything you are building is going to take time. Don't rush, but rush. Don't rush, but do what? Rush. Don't rush. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush, but rush. If you are 15 years old, take the risk. I was telling somebody something some days ago that take the risk that the Holy Ghost will even advise you to calm down. You are too young to be too analyzed. You are analyzing everything. Should I ask my papa? Should I ask my... That's why Pella. You are asking your papa, asking your mama, asking Oga, you are just 15 years old. You are asking your grandfather, asking your ancestors if you should go ahead. Oga, go ahead, fail. Let even the Holy Spirit be telling you, Busola, calm down. I'm telling you. And the people that need to rush, listen, if you don't have time on your side, add pressure. If you are 25 years old and above, I'm afraid to tell you, if you don't add pressure, your life will waste. I'm afraid to tell you, but it's the truth. If you are 25 and above, you are late. If some people are saying that they are reading 2 books in a day and 2 books in a week, or read 10. And I'm going to end on this quote. Pressure is the only way to catch up with time. If you don't have enough time, add more pressure. Thank you very much.